नमस्कार साथीहरु, युट्युब च्यानल डियर लोकसेवामा हार्दिक स्वागत गर्दछु। आजको यस भिडियोमा AML र CFT अर्थात् एन्टी मनी लन्डरिङ र कम्ब्याटिङ फाइनेन्सिङ अफ टेरोरिजम बारे इम्पोर्टेन्ट नोट्सहरु शेयर गर्दैछु, जुन चाहिँ तपाईहरुको आफ्नो एक्जाम प्रिपरेसनमा एकदमै हेल्पफुल हुनेछ। एन्टी मनी लन्डरिङ अर्थात् सम्पत्ति शुद्धिकरणबाट सोध्न सकिने विषयवस्तु समेटेर हामीले पहिले पनि भिडियो अपलोड गरिसकेका छौं। त्यो भिडियो नेपालीमा रहेको थियो, जुन तपाईले हाम्रो युट्युब च्यानलको भिडियो लिस्टमा गएर हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ। र धेरै जना साथीको रिक्वेस्टमा आज यो भिडियो इंग्लिश मिडियमको नोट्स सहित प्रस्तुत गर्ने कोशिश गरेका छौं। साथीहरु, हाम्रो यो कोशिशको लागि प्रोत्साहन स्वरूप, हौसला स्वरूप भिडियो लाइक गरिदिनु होला र यस्तै लोकसेवा सहयोगी परीक्षा सामग्री हेर्न हाम्रो युट्युब च्यानल डियर लोकसेवालाई सब्स्क्राइब गरी नोटिफिकेसनको बेल आइकनमा पनि ट्याप गर्नु होला। Number 1 question is, what is money laundering? Money laundering is the process by which illegal funds and assets are converted into legitimate funds and assets. Number 2 question is, what is the current scale of money laundering worldwide? Measuring the current scale of money laundering is extremely difficult. The World Bank and IMF have estimated volume of money laundering to between 3 and 5% of global gross domestic product (GDP), equivalent to approximately US $2.2 trillion to US $3.7 trillion annually. Question 3. How does money laundering work? Money laundering works in following 3 stages. The first stage is placement. Illegal funds or assets are first brought into the financial system. This placement makes the funds more liquid. Money launderers place illegal funds using a variety of techniques like depositing cash into bank accounts or purchasing insurance products and using cash to purchase assets. The second stage is layering. To conceal the illegal origin of the placed funds and thus make them more useful, the funds have to be moved, dispersed, and disguised. This activity is known as layering. At this stage, money launderers use many different techniques to layer the funds, like using multiple banks and accounts, having professionals act as intermediaries, and transacting through corporations and trusts. This helps the launderers to disguise the origin of the funds. The third stage and the last stage is integration. The last stage of the money laundering process is called integration. The cleaned funds can now be made available for the investment in legitimate or illegitimate businesses. Thus, the original dirty money has achieved the appearance of legitimacy. With the help of this picture, we can understand how money laundering actually works. Question number 4. What is anti-money laundering? AML. Anti-money laundering refers to a set of procedures, laws, and regulations designed to stop the practice of generating income through illegal actions. Question number 5. What is terrorist financing? Terrorism financing refers to activities that provide financing or financial support to individual terrorists or terrorist groups. Question number 6. What is combating financing of terrorism (CFT)? Combating the financing of terrorism (CFT) involves investigating, analyzing, deterring, and preventing sources of funding for activities intended to achieve political, religious, or ideological goals through violence and the threat of violence against civilians. Question number 7. What is the difference between money laundering and terrorist financing? Money laundering involves the disguising the fund derived from illegal activity, so they may be used without detection of the illegal activity, whereas terrorist financing involves the use of legally derived money to carry out illegal activities. Question 8. Why is AML CFT important? AML CFT is important for following reasons: to protect the financial system, to prevent criminals from enjoying the proceeds of crimes, to prevent criminals to build formidable economic powers and challenge the stability. Question number 9. Who is responsible for AML CFT activities in financial institutions? Each and every individual who works in the banks and financial institutions is responsible for AML CFT activities. Question number 10. Who enforces the anti-money laundering regulations? Government of Nepal enforces the anti-money laundering regulations. What is Financial Information Unit FIU? Financial Information Unit FIU shall mean the Financial Information Unit FIU established on April 21, 2008 pursuant to Section 9 of the Assets Money Laundering Prevention Act 2008 within Nepal Rashtra Bank, the central bank, as an independent unit in order to work against the money laundering and terrorist financing activities. It is the financial intelligence unit of the state of Nepal. It is the central national agency accountable for receiving, processing, analyzing, and disseminating financial information and intelligence on suspicious money laundering and terrorist financing activities. Question 12. What is Cell Bank Cell Entity? Cell bank entity shall mean any bank or entity which has no physical presence in the country in which it is incorporated, licensed, or located, and which is not affiliated with a regulated financial service group that is subject to effective consolidated supervision. For the purpose of this clause, presence of local agent or junior level of staff does not constitute physical presence. Cell banks entities in themselves may not be illegal, as they may have legitimate business purposes. However, they can also be a main component of underground activities, especially those based in tax havens. Question 13. What are the sources of illegal funds? There are many sources of illegal funds. Major sources are as below: participation in an organized criminal group, racketeering, terrorism including terrorist financing, trafficking in human beings and migrant smuggling, sexual exploitation including sexual exploitation of children, illicit trafficking in narcotic drugs and psychotropic substance, illicit arms trafficking, illicit trafficking in stolen and other goods, corruption and bribery, fraud, counterfeiting currency, counterfeiting and piracy of products, environmental crime, murder, grievous bodily injury, kidnapping, illegal restraint, and hostage taking, robbery and theft, smuggling, including in relation to customs and excise duties and taxes, tax crimes related to direct and indirect taxes, extortions, forgery, piracy, insider taking, and market manipulation.